Hello everyone, my name's Carly. I recently started this channel just for my fitness journey and tips and stuff. And I decided to make a video about my fitness journey. This is a crazy journey, y'all. I've been up and down a roller coaster for the past 8 years with this. So I'm gonna try to tell y'all this in the most clear way I can. I wrote stuff down so I can remember what I'm talking about. And if you hear my kids in the background, they're playing, so sorry about that, but let's get started. 2017 is the year I really started noticing my body and comparing myself to other girls that were in my grade. I think I was in 7th grade or 8th grade, and I was best friends with this girl, and we went to the bathroom, and we had this big mirror in the school bathroom. And I remember I saw my legs next to her legs, and my thighs were so much bigger than hers, and I was upset about it. And I was just bigger than all the other girls in my grade. I've always been a more muscular girl and a taller girl compared to other girls. I'm 5'7", and I think I was probably 140 pounds, maybe even less than that. I wasn't that big, but in my head I was, because I was comparing myself to shorter, more petite girls. So I decided I wanted to lose weight. I think I was 13 or 14 years old at this point, which is not good. If you are that young, you do not need to be worrying about weight loss. It's just toxic, and it leads you down a bad road. Trust me. So I looked up how to lose weight. I found the BMI calculator. I put my weight and height in, and then it gave me the calories I needed to eat to lose weight, and I started doing that. And I lost some weight, but I was restricting myself too much to the point where I started binging. If you restrict yourself too much and you're forcing yourself not to eat when you're hungry, you will binge. That's just what your body goes to. Your body puts itself in hunger mode and survival mode, and that's why you binge, because your body is telling you it needs food. I wasn't listening to that signal, so I started binging, and I gained so much weight because of this. This is 2017 to 2019. In 2019, I remember it was the first day of 10th grade, and I had gained 30 pounds. I saw my first day of school picture. I'll put it here. I was the biggest I'd ever been. And that year, I was bullied. And guys stopped talking to me. I remember I lost so many friends. I don't know if it was because I was big or because I just was a different person, because I was so depressed during that time. I remember people would talk about me behind my back about how big I've gotten. It was just a big mess. I was depressed, and then I would binge, and I would tell myself, okay, I'm gonna start my diet tomorrow. So I'm just going to eat everything I want tonight, since it's the last day I can have these foods. And then the next day would be the same thing all over again. It was just a big mess. I had a horrible relationship with food. I would restrict all day and then binge at night and eat everything in sight. It didn't even matter what it was. My go-tos, I remember cereal. I'd eat huge 2 or 3 big bowls of cereal. Rice cakes, I would load them up with peanut butter and jelly. Anything that was in sight I ate. This was 2019 to 2020, and then in the beginning of 2020 I was okay, this seriously needs to stop. I'm huge. I decided let me try to do this again, this counting calories. So I ended up losing 10 or 15 pounds actually, and I got myself under control with the binging. Then I met my boyfriend in mid 2020, that summer, and that helped me kind of stop binging too, because I was hanging out with him, going on dates and stuff. So I think I went from 170 to around like 150. I lost about 20 pounds. Well then, plot twist, I got pregnant. I was 17 years old. Yes, I know. Don't say anything. Anyway, so I got pregnant. All my progress was gone, you know. But being pregnant, I will say, did fix my relationship with food because I wasn't focused on weight loss. So I wasn't counting calories. And I was intuitively eating without trying because I was just eating what I wanted. After I had my first daughter, I lost all my baby weight and I started going to the gym. This is when I started taking the gym seriously and lifting weights. And I actually body recomped. I'll put a picture here. This is like when I started, and this was like 5 months after, and I'm the same weight in both of these pictures. So I built a lot of muscle in the gym because I was new in the gym. I was counting my calories. I was pretty happy with what I looked like. Well, I got pregnant again. I know. I was on birth control this time, and I still got pregnant. After getting pregnant a second time, I screwed up all my progress again, and I was back to being pregnant. Well, fast forward that awful 9 months. My second daughter, love her. She's 1.5 years now. This was 2023. I had my second daughter, and it was around the summer of 2023. And I decided, you know, I want to get my body back. I want to get back in the gym. Got back in the gym. Here's what I did, though. I started severely undereating. This was 2023. This was like 2 years ago. So not that long ago. I would not eat like I was supposed to. And I just got so obsessed with being smaller and smaller and smaller. I wasn't really worried about like gaining muscle. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to be as small as possible. And that goes into like a lot of mental issues that I've had to deal with, and body dysmorphia and other things that I could maybe talk about sometime. But yeah, so basically I was malnourished, and I'll insert a picture here of what I looked like. I was the lowest weight that I'd been in a long time. I think I was like 130, which is really low for me, and I was not doing good. I started getting lightheaded all the time. My anxiety got really bad. I had low iron. I was just not happy. Like, I would just sit there and watch food videos all day, all night, because I couldn't let myself eat. And if I did eat like a normal amount, I would be so mad at myself. And I just developed like a toxic relationship with food because I wanted to be small. This is what I have to say to you girls that are like me, who have never been petite, just weren't built to be small or extremely thin, because all of our bodies are different. What I've learned throughout these years is my body is beautiful the way it is. I cannot starve myself for the rest of my life to be a skinny mini, you know, forever. That's just not what my body was made like. Like, I was just made to be a muscle mommy girl, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. I just want y'all girls out there that aren't extremely thin to know that you're beautiful, and you don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to be the smallest person you can be to be beautiful, because you're beautiful the way you are. And I know that's easier said than done to believe that, but just work on self-love. That's what I had to do. I had to put this entire year to work on self-love. I'm still not all the way there, but I'm definitely better than I was. So there's hope. So when I was at this point of my lowest weight and looked sick, and people were telling me, hey, why are you so skinny? And telling me I looked like a cancer patient and other things like that, I loved those comments. I loved being told I was too skinny. I loved being told I looked really thin, because it was like fuel for me. So I kept on being like this. I kept on not eating, and I kept on starving myself. And I was still weightlifting in the gym, barely pushing any weight. And I remember doing hip thrusts in the gym, and it was so embarrassing because these girls were watching me and they were like, yeah. And I finished my like 8 reps or whatever, and I just like, I felt like I was gonna pass out. Like the room started caving in, and I was like just ran out of that freaking gym because I was terrified. I have a fear of passing out, by the way, and I never have, but I've gotten very close. I hit a brick wall when I got to my lowest weight. And it's crazy because it doesn't even sound like that low of a weight. But for me, to get to that weight, it was a low weight. I was eating like maybe 13 or 1400 calories a day. That's very low for me. I'm like 5'7". And my anxiety, I have an anxiety disorder, and my anxiety just started shooting through the roof. Like, I started getting panic attacks every single time I went to the gym, and I could not do anything in the gym. Like, I couldn't even finish a workout. I was just in the darkest place I've ever been. Like, the gym is what I love to do as like an outlet, and I couldn't even do that anymore because I would have panic attacks trying to go to the gym. So I had to take like a month off. I started going to therapy, and I had to get like medication. And that really helped me kind of like feel better. I don't know how to explain it. It just helped my mental health. I'll say this: if you have panic attacks, you don't care anymore about what you look like when you're having panic attack. All you care about is living. That's the point I got to. I was like, okay, I would rather be fat than keep having these panic attacks. It was triggering my anxiety by not eating because it makes you lightheaded when you don't eat. And I have a fear of passing out, so it would just trigger a panic attack. And it was happening all the time. I couldn't work. I couldn't sleep. Like, I couldn't go anywhere without having a panic attack. Being in that spot is not fun, let me tell you. So, once I started my medication, this was last year actually, 2024. It was around March, and I started feeling like a little bit mentally better. And I decided like, okay, I'm gonna start eating again, and I wanna try the gym again. I slowly reintroduced the gym into my life. Started weightlifting again, started feeling my body, and since then until now I've actually been in a great spot. I do have days still where I'm anxious or where I don't like my body, but I'm definitely overall healthier than I was this time last year. So right now I'm actually bulking. I have about 5 more weeks left of my bulk. I don't even know how much I've gained actually because I'm not weighing myself. I'm just tracking based on strength because it would just be toxic for me to do that again. But what I've learned in this journey is you have to ask yourself, would you rather be skinny and miserable for the rest of your life, or be in the body that you were made to be in and be happy and be able to eat? And that's what I asked myself, and honestly, I'm so glad I made that decision because I'm pushing way more weight in the gym than I ever was before. And I'm stronger, I have more energy, I'm happier, I want to do things. I'm not obsessed with myself and looking in the mirror and all this stuff. And it's just been great. So overall, my fitness journey, I know it was kind of a mess and kind of confusing and kind of crazy, and I probably could have done a better job wording everything, but thank you all for watching, and just remember, you're beautiful the way you were made. Don't forget that, and I'll be back next time. Bye.